bonitas, welcome back to my channel. Happy 2025 bonitas. I cannot believe we are officially in a new year. Today I wanted to sit down to do my best of beauty for 2024. I've gathered products that I used non-stop, so we're gonna go ahead and chat about these while I make this face look a little bit more presentable than what we have right now. So let's go ahead and get ready, bonitas, because I am so excited. Okay, vamos a empezar. So first things first, we're gonna start off with our lip product porque we need something on the lips. My go-to that I was obsessed with is this right here. This is the Fenty Skin Lip Oil. This one is in Black Cherry and it looks like this. This lip oil is everything. And I love these the most, especially during my makeup application, because I feel like it preps everything before we put on a really pretty lippy. So that's what we have. This is what I would recommend if you're looking for a really good lip oil, this one. And I feel like I have a lot of lip oil favorites, but I feel like this one for the getting ready process is the best. Now let's move on to the next product that I've been loving, another skincare product, and that is this right here. This is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Rescue Barrier Balm. Now, First Aid Beauty will forever have a soft spot for me because it is the #1 skincare brand that truly was there for my skin when my rosacea was at its worst in like 2015, 2016 era. So it just really worked well with my very sensitive skin. If you have very sensitive skin, rosacea, eczema, all of that, you're going to really love First Aid Beauty. If you look at their brand, they're all about sensitive skin. They recently came out with this product called the Ultra Repair Rescue Barrier Balm. Now, this stuff is incredible for my bonitas who have a lot of dryness on their skin. This has been my go-to. Now, if you know I have very oily skin, but in the winter time, my cheeks, the rosacea cheeks, get so dry, so I need a lot of hydration. So the best way for me to get that hydration, I've noticed, has been through this barrier balm. It's not too thick, it's not too intense, it doesn't leave my skin looking so like shiny. It just gives enough hydration where it soaks up and leaves my skin feeling really soft and plump, which I love. So if you are struggling with finding a product that's really good for your dry skin, try out this by First Aid Beauty. You're not going to regret it. It's so good. One more item that I was obsessed with this year, and that is right here. This is the Murad Multivitamin Clear Coat. This is Murad's sunscreen. It is a really nice no white cast sunscreen with 50 SPF. I love Murad. They have such great products, and I love that they came out with a really good sunscreen that's going to give me that sun protection but also not have a white cast. There's no pilling with this either. This is another one of those holy grails. I am such a sunscreen girl, and I feel like sunscreen is so essential, and sunscreen is so great. It helps with anti-aging. Like, the sooner you get on the sunscreen, the better, bonitas. Another one that you guys can see I'm not kidding about, because look, there's barely any product left in here. I actually need to get another one of these because this is so good. Okay, so we have those two. You know what, I'm gonna move the things that I use as I go. Something that I really like this year, and this is kind of like a spot concealer product, but I also use it as like a prep or like even to shape my eyebrows to highlight them, is the NYX Pro Fix Stick. It looks like this. Are we gonna zoom in? There we go. It looks like this. And I've been loving this for eye work and also for the brows, just cleaning up the brows. And I do have oily eyelids, so this is always a great recommendation to do if you do have oily eyelids, is to go in with a concealer or a nice pigmented consistency on top of the eyelids to really kind of prep them for when you go with eyeshadow. It also helps enhance that color and make it pop a little bit more, so I really like to go in with something like this, just because I feel like it's a good starting base for when we go in with eyeshadow. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with our palette of the year. This one actually launched later in the year of 2024, but I was like, esto buenísimo, okay? Mira, like, look at the colors. I feel like For most of 2024, I was feeling the natural makeup vibes very heavily. I wasn't leaning towards a lot of eyeshadow. It wasn't until later the year that some brands came out with eyeshadow palettes that really inspired me. Too Faced came out with their Happily Ever After palette, I think that's called. Then Huda Beauty came out with this. Also, Makeup by Mario came out with the second Ethereal Eyes palette, which is stunning. But I don't know why. This one just really spoke to me. I was using it a lot the past 2 months and I've been obsessed. Also, I'm not sure if you guys know, but this is Huda Beauty's last big palette, and I was like, oh, we need to give her her moment because these palettes are just so iconic. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start off. I don't even know where to start or what type of look we're gonna do. Something else I've been really enjoying are those cool tone moments. So I think I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take this color right here in Lavish, and I'm going to apply it right onto our crease like so. You guys can see it's just a very like neutral color. Then I'm gonna go in and I'm going to take the shade, I'm gonna take the shade Unapologetic right here and just add some more depth right on the crease. All about adding that depth in there. And I just say, bonitas, I don't know why, but I have a feeling that, I don't know what 2016 glam, like fully making a comeback, but I definitely do think we're gonna start seeing a little bit more glammed up looks. Kind of like an in-between of like natural and like full glam, but kind of like in the middle where we start to kind of reach more for color on the eyes. I don't know why, but I'm sensing that for 2025. Not fully, but I think we're gonna be playing some more with eyeshadows in this new year. I'm telling you, bonitas, I feel like the first half of 2024, I was so just into the natural eye glam. And it could also be because this time last year was in my personal life, there was a lot of changes going on. I was moving to my first apartment alone. It's almost gonna be a year since I got my surgery, my breast augmentation. Just a lot of changes happening in my life. So I feel like the first half of the year, I was just, my whole mindset was just, makeup wise, was keep everything simple. There's so much going on in my personal life, so many changes that I wasn't really paying a lot of attention to wanting to do a lot of glam. But I think as the year progressed, especially these last 2 months, I've had a lot of changes as well. Great changes, focusing more on myself and focusing more on what I want for myself and my future, that I feel like I'm starting to feel that creative burst of energy again in the last few months. And I feel like that's when these brands started coming out with these like fun palettes, and I was like, wait, I kind of missed this like full glam moment. So the end of the year, definitely I was rocking more glam for sure. Okay, so we have that. So you guys know I always reach for the gold, but I'm trying to stay away from that. I'm trying to play more with the colors. I'm gonna play with a few shimmers. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Aurora, and we're just gonna put her on the lids. Let's see. I've also been loving like a glittery eye. I feel like the winter season, it just is such like glittery eye energy. Lots of glitter, lots of sparkle. Yes, 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 yes. And that goes perfectly with the tones that we have. I did do a review on this Huda collection. I recently posted that. If you guys have not seen it, check it out. I also did a review and swatches on Milani's new blushes. $12.99, bonitas. I'm thinking I'm gonna be doing a lot more bonitas on a budget type of videos for all of us on a budget, because I'm on a budget too, bonitas. Like, your girl is on a budget. There's actually a lot of new affordable makeup out, so I feel like it's gonna be a great way to, you know, incorporate a lot of that new. Now we're gonna go back into the shade Unapologetic, which is kind of more that like brick tone color, and we're just gonna apply that on our outer edges. See, and that's something too that I've noticed as I see more people start to go back into like eyeshadow looks or a little bit more glam is we're not doing the cut creases from 2016. It's more so like blended out together seamlessly and a little bit more effortless, if you will. And so I really love that effortless vibe of the colors very, very seamlessly diffusing into one another, not being so like cut creasy, more so very diffused, and it just gives it a really pretty sparkle. And we're gonna do our eyeshadow wing that I love so much. So for that, I'm gonna be taking the shade She Rich, this deep tone. I think it's like a deep tone gray. I definitely want you, bonitas, to tell me what are some trends that you loved in 2024, beauty trends, and what are some trends that you do not miss or that you hope goes away. Like for me, trends that I loved, I have to say I really love the more so like mascara. Like I've been seeing so many just looks with mascara. There was a time we were heavily in the fake eyelashes era. I feel like last year especially was all about mascara, and I love that. I love my mascara last year. I love my eyelash curl, the Shiseido. That was like my thing. And it like saved a lot of time from what's it called? From having to do like eyelashes and all that. So I love that. Okay, these wings are ready. I will say one thing I'm excited to see us kind of go back into is more so of like a soft matte complexion, not completely matte, just as an oily skin girl. I do like a more matte, effortless look. I feel like a lot of the foundations and skin tints that came out were super like skin-like, luminous, and as somebody that does have oily skin slash somebody that also has things that they need to cover, like my rosacea, I do love a good, more like full coverage slash soft matte type of finish. We did see brands start to go that direction, like One Size, Huda, and I'm not surprised because those are more so of our brands that give us like that full glam look, you know? So I really love what they did, and they definitely did that more towards the end of the year. So I was like, oh wait, are we going back to, you know, our little bit more full glam moments? So I'm excited to see what we do next for the year that's coming. I don't want natural makeup to completely go away because I really do love it, and it's so quick and easy to do, and I'm all about practicality and okay, vámonos, you know? But I do miss some of the elements of a more full glam type of makeup look, and that's why I think I've been so inspired to do more like looks like this, especially for the second half of the year with these type of palettes, is because I'm like, oh my gosh, I miss doing this, you know what I mean? So it's just been a lot of fun. But if you haven't gotten your hands on this, definitely get it before it's gone, because this is limited edition and it's their last big palette. So I would say, bonitas, go grab it. I'm gonna show you guys what I like to use, or what I loved this year for my mascara routine that really worked for me. So towards the middle of the year, I started using this lash primer by Lancome. This isn't a new product, but just using a primer is new to me because it's not something that I had done previously, but this completely changed the game for me, and now I understand the lash primer hype. So yeah, I would recommend. And if you guys have any recommendations on lash primers that are more affordable, I am all ears, because I definitely want to try more. And it doesn't have to be the Lancome one, which is pricey, but this one is really good, so that's why I'm talking about it, and it's the one that I've been using a lot. And then for mascara, the Essence Lash Without Limits mascara was one that I was reaching for a lot. There's so many that I love. All of them, for the most part, are affordable. Maybelline is another one that I'm obsessed with, but I ran out of my Maybelline one because I used it so much. So then I started using this Essence one, and I was like, oh sí, esto me encanta. So I am just going in and doing these. Oh, okay, we still got a nice little lift. Not as dramatic as I like it from my Shiseido lash curler, but it's okay. This will do for now since I don't have a lash curler with me at the moment. But just how I got back into eyeshadow the second half of the year, these last few months, I recently these last few months discovered these babies. For the moments that I miss my lash extensions, this became my favorite thing ever. This is Ardell Winks. These are press-on lashes, an easy under lash extension. These have been my go-to. If you bonitas watch my Instagram lives, you know how much I love these, because I've been wearing them, I think, in the past maybe 3 or 4, maybe even more lives that I've done on YouTube, and they are so easy to put on. What I love about these is that these are perfect just for like a night or so. Like, you just really get great wear out of these. They're literally like press on nails, and they last perfectly. Like, I wore these for so many fun outings the past few months, and they really come through. And they're like no commitment. Like, you know how with lash extensions you have to wear them for a while. Sometimes it could irritate your eyes. You're spending what, like $180 or so for a full set. These are easy because, you know, you don't have to spend that much money. You can do it yourself. They don't take that much time, and you can take them off whenever you want. Look at that. Like, look at this, bonitas. Tell me this isn't so easy, quick, and cool. But this has been just my go-to. But now we're gonna move on to the next item, which is primer, because we're moving on to the complexion. Okay, so this is the Power Grip Matte Primer, and I actually have been really loving this. I did a short form review on this item. I will have it linked so you guys can go watch it. I do plan on doing a wear test. I actually wanted to do it today, but I was like, you know what, let me get my Best of Beauty tutorial up before we move into that, porque we have to talk about the Best of Beauty for 2024. So I will be doing a full in-depth review and wear test on this product by e.l.f., but this is a really nice primer for us oily skin people. This is one of those items that has that nice grip consistency to it, where it's going to allow everything to stay in place all day, but while it's doing that, it's going to absorb those oils without leaving your skin feel dry. I honestly can't use right now because they will leave my skin looking dry. So I do appreciate something that doesn't completely absorb everything right away. This kind of just gradually absorbs everything and locks everything into place really nicely. I like to apply it in the areas where I get very oily, so right here on the nose and right here, kind of like the T-zone area. So that's where I apply it, and then I'll go in with another primer on the outer parts, and for me that is another e.l.f. primer. This is the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. e.l.f. really came through with their putty primers. Then I'm gonna go in and I'm going to take my foundation. So the foundation that I loved this year and could not stop using is the Dior Stick Foundation. And this may come as a surprise, but honestly, no, this is literally my most used product when it came to foundation. I think the reason I liked it so much was because I liked how practical it is. How nice it blends into my skin tone. I like how it's not a matte foundation, but it's not overly hydrating. Like, it's just literally applies and glides on like butter. It looks beautiful whether you go in with a brush or a sponge. Like, truly so beautiful. And it just looks fantastic. Love this part because this is when the eyeshadow starts to come to life because the skin is all evened out. Some other foundations that I loved, the e.l.f. Soft Glam Foundation. Such a beautiful foundation too, especially if you're looking for something on a budget. That one I like to wear when I had like special occasions, just because I feel like it gave me beautiful coverage and it was like more full coverage. I also really love the One Size foundation and the Easy Blur by Huda Beauty. Those were like top 3 underneath this Dior foundation. I just love this because I feel like this is beautiful for a special occasion, but also for every day. And it doesn't feel heavy on my complexion at all. And that's something that I really wanted for my everyday foundation, was something that wouldn't feel too heavy, but would cover everything it needed to cover in a very nice, effortless way without feeling cakey. So go ahead and do the Tarte Creaseless Creamy Concealer. This is another favorite for 2024. If there's one thing Tarte does, it's come out with good concealers. Do not ever sleep on Tarte concealers. I love them so much. I'm gonna let that kind of absorb into the skin a little bit. And while we do that, I'm gonna go and I'm going to take the Makeup Forever face palette, another item. And I've been raving about these face palettes for a while now, but this time I got the one that included blushes too. But I just love this palette because it makes everything so like travel on the go friendly. Also, this is fantastic for my makeup artist because you can take these and create so many looks with them on your clients. It's like a one palette does it all type of item. Best powder of the year goes to this right here, Ultra Peach by One Size. The One Size team did that with that powder. It is so good, and I don't know what it is for me in particular. No other powder topped that this year for me. I know there's some other brands that have phenomenal powders that everybody loves so much, but for me, One Size really did that with the Ultra Peach, especially as a medium tan neutral Latina who is always looking for like that perfect like brightening powder that won't look too like white on the under eyes or too like pink, especially for like every day. Some days I don't mind having like that pink brightening, but for like every day or for when I'm doing a full glam but just want everything to really blend seamlessly together, I love the peach. Now I'm gonna go in with my favorite blushes of 2024, which are these, the Rhode blushes. I love these. The one that I use the most and I felt like is like the perfect everyday shade for my complexion was the shade Freckle, and I just feel like this one is perfect because it just went with any look I did, whether I did something more like this, whether I did more color. Like I just feel like it really went with anything. Like the shade Toasted Teddy, which is another great one too, especially if you wanted to do the whole bronzing thing. I love a good bronzing moment, but I just feel like Freckle, just for like an everyday, a color that I know I would get the most use out of, that's the one that I would recommend, especially if you've been wanting to try Rhode blushes but don't know which one to get and want something that you'll actually use over and over. I would say Freckle, if you are around my complexion, is like perfection. Another one that was really good, and this is great for like bronzing, is Huda, and I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more just so you guys can see it, is the Huda Beauty bronzers. You guys know the bronzing technique was also big in 2024, and that's pretty much combining bronzer and blush to kind of create that whole monochromatic moment from bronzing to the blush, which I actually really like that technique because I feel like for a long time in like 2015, 2017, everybody was doing the heavy bronzing, the heavy contour. And then I feel like when we got to like 2020, 2021, and now we're all about the blush, all that stuff. So now it's like, again, mixing two very popular techniques together to give you one. And like I said, that's the direction that I think we're going. I don't think we're gonna go to an extreme right now. I think we're going to go into 2025 with kind of like inspiration from both natural glam and more of a full glam. And like I feel like I started really natural because of where I was in my life, and then now I'm like, wait, I missed glam, and I want to glam up, but I don't want to like glam up too intensely. I just kind of want like a happy medium. Bonitas, this is so random, but I cannot believe it's been a year since I've moved into my apartment and I've lived alone. So crazy how much I've grown and how much I feel like things have changed for the better. And now I'm 29 and I'm about to be in my 30s. It's so exciting. It's such an exciting time. Also, it's been a year since my breast augmentation, like I mentioned earlier. Isn't that insane too? I feel like it just happened yesterday, but yet it feels like I've had my boobs done for forever. I kind of want to film an update on those. Like maybe I could do like a chatty video, get ready with me makeup video talking about that. The person that I was a year ago there's been so much growth to the person I am today in 2025. I can't believe we're in 2025. Okay, we're moving along. I'm gonna go ahead and of course I always like to go in still and set this makeup in place with my powders. This is a technique that I really love, that I'll forever do, especially when I want everything to lock in really nicely. Okay, bonitas, let's talk lips. So many lip products came out in 2024, but something that I loved were the Maybelline Lifter liners. See, I use this so much that I'm like, this is how you know I loved it. But this stuff was great. They were very comparable to high-end lip liners, especially the Fenty ones, which I also love the Fenty, but if you can get these on a budget, why not? A lot of people asked me, because I did post a short video on this on my short form content, how to sharpen these. Literally just use a regular sharpener for makeup and you're good to go. This one right here is in the shade Let's Bounce. And I'm just gonna line the lips. Maybelline really comes through for us bonitas on a budget, so shout out Maybelline. Then I was obsessed with the Sephora collection cream lip stain in 140. They're made in Luxembourg, but that's not the shade. In 140, this was like the perfect like nudie brown lip stain, and they're so hydrating. Like I couldn't get enough. You know what else like low-key went back to a little bit for 2025 or 2024 is a little bit of highlighting. I don't sé qué es, but I really love a good little highlighting moment, and I really love the Araceli Beauty highlighter, the tequila highlighter in Reposado. I didn't do too much, but I did like just a little bit right here. Nothing too intense because I already do have, you know, a subtle glow because I have oily skin, but just like a little pop of highlight doesn't hurt anybody. Okay, so we have that. Of course, I love a good glossy moment on top, so I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Gloss Bomb Sticks. This one is in Fenty Glow, and we're just putting her on top. This is just gonna add a really pretty glossy effect to the lips, so we look a little glowy, you know? I love a good matte lipstick, but I love a gloss moment on top, and I feel like that just, it does it for me. So that's pretty much the look, bonitas. I was going to go ahead and blow dry my hair, but I said, you know what? I'm kind of liking this natural hair vibe today. Cuts time for me having to get ready. I just went ahead and washed my hair and decided to leave it natural. So this is what we have, bonitas. I hope, oh my gosh, we forgot one item that I loved so much that I could not forget. That is this L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray. This stuff, bonitas, changed my life. Now, the one size one is absolutely amazing, but if you're looking for a dupe, it's this right here. This is the one, bonitas. It's affordable. It keeps your makeup on todo el día, everything in place, and you're not moving, you're not going anywhere. So this is the one. That was the last item. I'm gonna have everything linked down below for you guys so you guys can check it out. And I think that's it. I mean, just let me know down below in the comment section, bonitas, what were your favorite items for 2024? What are you excited for in 2025? What trends do you want to see in 25, and what trends do you want to see leave in 2025? Let's go ahead and chat. I shared all my tea, so now you share your tea down below in the comment section, because I love interacting con ustedes. Don't forget, I am on here with long form videos during the week. I also post short content on YouTube, and I also go on live during the weekend. Sometimes Saturday, sometimes Sunday, but you'll see me on live on the weekends because I love interacting with you guys. It's so much fun. So muchas gracias. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, y nos vemos pronto. Adiós, bonitas.